to what this article had to say here. It says, JJ Redick wasn't going to tolerate a reporter who tried to egg him into creating a narrative about Rui Hachimura. When the reporter asked him about what's the next steps Rui needed to take to develop, Redick turned the question around onto the reporter before lambasting him and saying that he could care less about Rui's impact on winning rather than what's the next step the reporter was referencing. Reporter, do you think Rui could take the next step for you guys? Redick, what is the next step? Reporter, you tell me. Redick, you tell me. You're creating the narrative. What is the next step? I don't care about the next step for Rui. I care about his impacts or how he impacts winning on our team. And for me, that's the next step. And I think he can do that. We have to look for opportunities for him to use his skills, particularly as an ISO and post player. We have to be cognizant of what his shot profile looks like in terms of the mid-range shots, the volume, and the percentage of shots he's taking from the mid-range. I think we've talked with him, and we've continued to emphasize with him. We will have high-level impact. We will have a high-level impact on winning. And then the article then says Redick was absolutely fair for calling out the reporter who was trying for what he was trying to do, especially considering the fact that it could have an impact on a player's psyche when a negative narrative is put out there about. So you heard what the article had to say there. A quick thing that I'm thinking about this as I'm talking about it before I even get into his comments. You know, it is going to be very interesting this season to see the coverage of the media of JJ Redick versus Darvin Ham. Do you know what I find to be interesting about JJ Redick? JJ Redick is talking like as if he has 3 championships. He's talking more than Greg Popovich. You would think JJ Redick is Greg Popovich by the way he was talking. I'm noticing that. So JJ already going at reporters and all of that stuff. And what I'm going to be most interested to see is what happens if this team starts losing or goes through a losing streak and JJ's still on this type of time. I'm going to be very interested to see, number one, how Laker fans react. Are you guys going to give JJ Redick a pass? And number 2, I'm going to be very interested to see how the media reacts to JJ Redick. Because if I'm being honest with you, Darvin Ham was a lot more humble with his language when he took the job versus JJ. Darvin was like, man, I'm really grateful for the opportunity. JJ's like, I deserve to be in this spot. 2 totally different dispositions here.